Stand to McWhorst, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and last time the Rackhammer, well, was disarmed. Not quite in the way that well, I don't think anybody would quite want to see their mech just detonate like that. It suffered a pair of ammunition explosions which blew off both arms. Amazingly, the mech actually managed to survive all of its damage. However, it was so badly damaged and everything was ruined off of it that I finally decided that our oldest heavy that we had first gotten way back when has finally been sold. Just couldn't use it anymore. It was a 38-day repair time on that just to rebuild it into another 70-tonner. I robbed whatever was left out of the mech, and I have started construction of the King Crack, which hopefully we will see eventually. However, until that time happens, we need to take another couple of missions. I would like more gear, and with that in mind, we're going to take a battle straight up, nice and simple, no frills, nothing crazy. 3 of 13 priority salvage, 359,200 seables at 3 skulls. Not the hardest mission in the world, but potential for a couple of heavies or other interesting gear. Also, sort of when we are playing at these sort of fringe levels, you can start running into some interesting stuff like risk mechs all over the place, which can be quite deadly. So managing to rob some pretty decent gear off of them wherever possible. It does look like we're not stuck, which is good. So we'll start getting on the road. So the King Crack should be ready, I believe, in like 19 days or something like that. So we will hopefully be able to get it on the field soon. Although there's still a whole bunch of like lower-ish level missions to take on this planet. If we did a travel, it would probably be finished by the time we arrived at the next location. But we kind of do want to sort of see if we can't clean out most of this planet, just so that we have things mostly under control out here and can keep on putting the pressure down. Got a couple of brand new pilots who are all set up, well, not brand new, but recently level 10 pilots, so that will be quite helpful. Have Howl move on forward, still no target, but we'll be in a position to follow up in the next round. Looks like we're going to have a great high ground advantage. I could probably start opening fire with my artillery, and you know what, I think I'll actually do that. We'll set ourselves up, position ourselves, attack ground, sniper, enjoy the shelling. So some indirect fire. Apparently we did manage to get a couple of touches onto it. Nothing too serious so far. If I could, I would absolutely lob multiple attack grounds with my Arrow 4s, but in this version of the game it is not yet possible. Gotta bring the Marauder up. A little bit disappointed that it came so far down in the initiative. Also kind of disappointed that it spawned on the wrong side of this rock, so now it's going to move all the way around, because that Marauder is astonishingly powerful. Once it gets a shot, it can rip the ever-loving heck out of things, and I love it. Shift on forward, activate the sensors. We have an Atlas. Perfect. This apparently is bog standard Atlas. You got your 4 medium lasers, your SRM-6, your LRM-20, and your AC-20. Fun fact about this Atlas, this is a 7D, and we can tell that just based purely on the armament. But the 7D has its weapon systems. 2 of those medium lasers, I believe, should be facing backwards. So should actually only have 2 medium lasers shooting forward, but that's not in the game yet. So we're going to give him a couple of Hydras, see if we can't start warming him up. After all, even if we don't take him, it's good to light him on all the fire. Got an Owens coming in. Owens are pretty modern Omni-Mechs. They're one of the earlier and successful, I might add, Omni-Mechs that get created by the Inner Sphere. So learning more about them is great. We're not in range to utilize Showboat's capabilities, but that's perfectly okay. Bring the Thanatos on in as well. Get indirect shots on both. Obviously, we're going to be shooting at the Thanatos, or the Owens, I mean, because it is a much more vulnerable target. Also because we're looking to steal that Atlas. There's nothing in this Owens that looks all that special, so shells away. Managed to get some good hits on him already, which is lovely. Bring on the Onager. The Onager obviously not going to have a direct fire shot either, but is also equipped with a whole bunch of Hydra LRMs, so we're going to keep the cooking a-going. So enjoy the heat. It's all for you, my friend. So we've got him in the overheat levels, which is quite nice. Keep the pressure on. I could actually shoot him in the back and probably kill him, but I don't want to do that. I have no desire to. Not yet, anyway. Take a peek, overwatching, and 17's not exactly good, but oh, we managed to hit him anyway. That is the power of our mech. I'm going to start increasing the amount of heat that I'm dealing. We're going to go a pair of Inferno, see if I can't just go all in. It's only a 3-skull mission, so I don't think it's going to be that much. But if I hit him with enough fire, I might be able to shut him down entirely, which would be hilarious to me. Switch over to our Inferno shell, and that'll go right here. How much heat? Got him. So we did manage to cook him. We've lost we've lost sensor lock on him because he's now no longer active, which is weird to me considering he's basically the Human Torch right now, but hey, we don't need to see to him directly at the moment. And the mech failed to turn on. Didn't explode though, so there was that. Got a hybrid TBM carrier, and the point defense managing to pick that up. Probably should have set my defenses to overload just to be prepared for all this incoming fire, but that was a mistake of mine. That's actually a pretty decent combination. LRM carrier as well. Makes perfect sense. Oh, that's gonna just rain on me, isn't it? So the Owens is their scout, and then they've got their fire supports. Apparently also a whole bunch of AC2s. Interesting. Okay, so we'll be able to figure that out. And Paradox. Bring your catapult on in. Can you do a direct line of sight? Well, we actually don't see him, but we'll move right in here. And we do get a direct line of sight onto the Atlas. It might be a better idea for me to knock out the hybrid carrier first, and I will do exactly that. Since we have him under control, we don't need to invest a huge amount of effort into knocking out the Atlas immediately. We can do that sort of in phases, and part of this next phase is that we're just going to sort of run on in here. Also, don't want to shoot him in the back because it doesn't give me anything. Oh shoot, need to make sure that we activate everything to overload, and overload, and overload. So maximum AMS overload on. Now we are fully protecting ourselves as best as we can. So the Onager gonna move on in as well. Also, we're gonna take out one of the LRM carriers. In fact, if I can get a direct line of sight, I will split fire. Beautiful. Position ourselves. Oh, never mind. He can't split fire. He doesn't have the ability. LRM carrier with all of your pain, and have some misses. And killed him as well. There's still the gun carrier, which is potentially quite dangerous, and the Owens, which is becoming less and less dangerous as time moves on. So this gun carrier, of course, needs to move through quite a bit of fire to actually become useful to anybody. Already quite low on armor, and his roof is dented. If he was a little bit closer, he probably would have been killed. Owens is going to turn his back to us. That may not have been his most genius plan ever. And Howl. 30%. Not exactly great. Can I get... There's the line of sight if I wanted it. Or, you know, I could shoot 99 ones. I'll see if I can knock his head off. Not working quite as well as I was hoping. In that case, we'll shift along. And the Mockingbird in her Thanatos, no longer driving her rack mechs. It's quite sad, actually. I'm shedding a tear. No hit, or rather no good shot on that one, so we'll just drop another shell on him. Thumper high explosive. I managed to deal a little bit of damage to him. That's what's important. We have Jester in the Vulture, and guess who's getting some love? It's actually both of them. So you're getting some love, and you're getting some love, so bravo. Switching over to a guided shell, and enjoy the heat for on you, which knocked him completely out, and then the guided shell, which did a pretty decent number on the Owens already.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Solid to hear about. This Vulture has been very useful. It's obviously a little less than ideal, but it is quite nice. The Marauder still making its way up the mountain. Oh, can actually see the Owens. In that case, we'll position right here. Take a shot with the gas rifle. That was a bit of a long shot, but still managed to get into somewhat of the neighborhood. 61% is his miss chance, though. Death Crusade in the Mackie. And it's a beautiful, beautiful... Oh no, that's the wrong target. Never mind, set it back to a high explosive because I'm about to lay on top of you and see if I can't blow you apart. He does have an XL engine, I believe, so if I blow the side torso out... Oh, I forgot about the large lasers. The Mackie's one of those interesting bases. Oh yeah, I forgot about his large lasers. One would imagine they'd be one of the most important things. They are in fact not. So now that we've dealt with all of that, we can now come in and just, well, we're going to make you regret ever deciding to come and fight us. I'm going to lay it right into the center. We're going to switch over to Infernos on this one. Inferno. One of our hydras is broken, but that's okay. Let it cook! 185 heat. The pilot is obviously not having a great day. The Onager also can move into a position where he can provide an excellent amount of fire support. Zipping on over here. Switch over to Infernos as well. Send him some plasma cannons just from me to you. And that's got to be a knockdown at 233 heat. I hope he doesn't think he has this situation under control. He apparently thinks he has the situation under control. I gotta admit, I don't think I agree with him. Not gonna shell him though. We're just gonna cook him out. I think that's the most good sense-making maneuver for us to take as we steadily prepare ourselves. The Vulture could actually go for another cookout. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I can't make him even more unfortunate. Aim for the head, go for Infernos across the board, because I think that'll be enough. Pop, pop. Structure exposed, 77. I'm really hoping. And he bailed out. Nice job. Okay. So like I thought, that Atlas was the only thing standing there. That makes this mission 10 minutes. Maybe I should have done the... Not gonna lie, it is a little bit tempting to end the episode now. Just because I'm running a little bit behind is all. Alright, so, as you can see, we used to have 7 million seagulls. Where did it all go? Drop cost paying for that. Minimal damage across the board. We're feeling pretty good about that one. Hey, look, it's an Atlas 70. Anything good, like solid that I need? Thunderbolts, cockpit smalls, 300 fusion cores I don't need any of those. It's all just... Who had the heavy Pharaoh? It's all just junk. None of it's useful. So what we will attempt... Actually, were those swarm improves? Swarm improved LRMs. I could use those. Thank you. Aside from that, the normal swarm does not interest me whatsoever. So back up to the top, give me some Atlas parts, because I can sell them for lots of money. We only got 4 Atlas parts, because apparently the Davians robbed us of one, and a 160 Red fusion core, and a ballistic targeting computer. It's not a really good one. It's not... The ballistic targeting computer just really kind of feels inferior to the autocannon targeting system. There are specific... There's Gauss fire control systems and autocannon fire control systems. Like, there's no real need for a ballistic fire control computer anymore. Unless you have, like, no other choice. So, looks like we're actually going to be taking a second mission today, which does not happen all that often. But we will be able to blitz our way through this battle once again. We spawned nice and close on top of the enemy. We barbecued them out quite efficiently. And while there's a lot of chip damage across quite a few mechs, it should be ready to rock and roll. 4 days repair, 25,991. So we actually made a little bit of money on that one. King Crack is 19 days. 4 days on the Thanatos. That's literally it. Okay, I suppose we're there. So we need to chill out for 4 days in order to get the Thanatos back online, because I really like to have it. It's a solid, reliable mech. End of the month, and where did all my money go? Instantly gone. That's okay, we'll attempt to get even more. Another day on that. I'll stop there. So the King Crack is in 19 days, the Black Knight is in 4 days, interesting, and the Emperor in another 6 days. King Crack, I'm quite, actually, very proud of it. We'll see exactly what it is. Let's go check our pilots, see if anybody's managed to level up. We're starting to get towards our end game phase for quite a few pilots. Just need one more level for Death Crusade. He'll be full 10s. Finn is good. Howl is good. Jester's maxed out already. Mockingbird is 3 away. Omega, not really involved in most of the combat. Paradox, he's eager for his next level 10. And Showboat just recently got Tactics 9 for Call Child Master, which is one of the reasons why she was moving so quickly in the battle. Got a quick check at the store. We have no money, but that's not the biggest of deals. I can sell a whole bunch of kit. We have the gear to sell. Go over to our faction shop, because that's where the cool stuff is. Oh, there's just straight up an LB-20. And a rotary AC-2. Neither of these particularly interest me. Sorry. Small lasers. No, I don't really have much of an interest in any of those missiles. Sorry. Nothing in the haywires, and the internal combustion engine, and a sensors advanced jammer. Fascinating. No thank you. Over to the command center, let's go see exactly what they currently still have on the docket for us. I don't want to take anything too hard, mainly because, well, I'm currently going to be running out of time if that ends up happening. So we'll grab against the local powered organization. They have a lot of interesting gear worth robbing. So we'll pick up our burner mechs. And then we will go grab Finn at Tactics 10. He goes in the Onager, I think. Showboat, of course, goes into the Axeman. I do want a high Tactics pilot. Paradox and Catapult. And finally, that'll follow up with the Coach, of course, being in the Marauder. And we'll get this rocking and rolling. This is a little bit overkill, you know, dropping with 4.5 skulls, or 4.5 shields against only 3 skulls. But at the end of the day, you really want to put your best foot forward. And we shall. Also, the more stuff that we bring, the less damage we take. It's sort of the whole idea that if you output more damage than their entire group can handle, then you're probably not going to be able to shoot you all that much. It's a very efficient way of getting things done. Of course, it's also very expensive with the drop cost. We're spending over 200,000 sequels just in drop cost alone, which makes life just a little bit more difficult than I suppose it otherwise needs to be. But still, it's fun. We'll still make a little bit of money on this one, assuming we take minimal damage, which I think we can sort of assume that. I mean, it is just a straight up battle. It's just a lot of fun here ahead of us for us. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the King Crack in 19 days. It ought to be a fairly hilarious build. I'm hoping that it works out as well as it works in my head. And we will definitely see. It's not a pair of Risk Rack 5s as much as I wanted to, but they're just too gosh darn big. So, but we do have those now sitting in storage for any other mech that I decide to build like that. Dropping down in, looks like we're fairly close to the enemy once again. Gotta love Sumeru, and she's actually working for you. Apparently we're at the beach, so that's hilarious. Gonna come right on in, see if we can identify the enemy through visual means. Hi, we've identified you through visual means. Oh Jesus, we did not want to identify you through the visual means. Okay, burning time. Lighting on all the fire. Area of effect damage, please. Do what I need you to do. 59 heat is respectable. Mockingbird, Thanatos, yes, you have artillery and I intend to utilize all of it. Can't hit the broadside of a barn, but that's not really the problem. I'm just going to lay a shell right down here. Ba-boom. Decent. I'll take what I can get. Spawning on top of an enemy like this is rather not... It's not safe, in case you were unaware. I'm gonna run, see... Am I stuck? I'm not stuck, but I may as well be. Okay, in that case, I will sprint to around here so that I can still provide the fire support, target the Red Reaper, obviously Hydra rounds, and cook it all. Apparently, we've activated the reinforcements. Okay, now he's feeling a tad stressed. The Vulture. You do have a line of sight, Red Reaper. Hi, I have Infernos, just for you. You are really close to the area of effect. This ought to be interesting. Another 43 heat on that one. We're getting close. He's feeling panicky. I like it when my enemies feel panicky. Causes them to make mistakes. I have one more trick up my sleeve, which I hope that I will be able to use. Have to wait a little bit. How are they going to respond? Please don't be the Red Reaper. Red Reaper is on... not before... Death Crusade. Bring in the Inferno shells, baby. So, attack round. It's time to cook, folks. Do your very best not to get torched. Fire. And there goes the heat, but it's just barely not enough. Oh, we were so close to being able to completely torch him out. We're just gonna have to hope that he doesn't hit the catapults. He's on a lot of fire, though. As much fire as I could shove his way in as few turns as I could possibly make it happen. If I could have fired the plasma rifles, if one of them had managed to actually hit. The fire bee also pretty badly cooked. So just sort of a bit of a fortuitous. Looks like he's going full cool and shutdown on that one. Alright, Howl or Showboat? Showboat has literally no way of helping out on this one. She is capable of getting in range though, I think. Activate the mask. Let's see if I can't give you the opportunity to, chop him in half. Yes, I do. What's my chance? 42? Okay, Berserker it up. We're gonna see if you can't out-damage the damage. You're gonna hit him from behind. You're gonna hit him with 421 damage. You have a 67% chance. So basically, it's a Space Marine roll. Come on, you can do it. I need... It's a 3-up. You can do it. In the fire. And it's gone! Red Reaper felled in one shot by our Axeman. Beautiful. Got a stinger over there, feeling happy about that. You gotta feel happy about that. If you don't, then you have no soul. I'm sorry, but it's true. We weren't gonna tell you, but the information finally came through. Nice hit on the Firebee, blowing out his leg, it looks like, and he's gonna go down as well in the middle of the flames. So starting the day off right for us. More negatives to initiative bases on the ground. So we've got a reinforcement lance, obviously, but we're looking at stingers. Which, if we're looking at stingers, then we're not looking at anything special. It would have been nice to take him intact, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it was very much a panic situation, since we didn't cook him. Had he come on 16 and been able to chomp into our catapult, he probably could have cleaved the catapult in half. As you can see, the odds of actually pulling that off were pretty good in his favor. So we removed that from the equation entirely, and it worked out quite well. I don't remember which torso he knocked out. I'm kind of hoping that it was the right one, because I believe it's the left torso that has the sword. In any event, we're going to find out sometime soon. Because if I can rob that sword as well... Ooh, multiple incoming shells. Did not set my systems to maximum defense, although it looks like somebody was firing mortars. Oh no, they were firing Ebola primary. Interesting. So clan technology is currently now on the field, because I do believe the bolas are clan mechs, or clan vehicles, not mechs. And it's in... Oh wow, I haven't seen one of you in ages. I haven't actually run into a proper urban mech in just so long. There goes an internal combustion engine. Lobbing some more fire on the Axeman, because the Axeman has presented her back, which is totally reasonable. It was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Killing the Red Reaper in one blow, totally worked out. Is it going to be worth it later on? We'll find out. But for now, totally worth it, and I'm quite happy. Oh, that missed, thankfully. Although I don't know what terrible shell that was. If it was an AC2, I don't really care. I recently have been discussing with Sprog and a couple of members of our community about rebalancing the AC2 and the AC5. And the idea is mainly because, well, let's be honest, the AC2 and the AC5, if we were to take tabletop values, are absolute garbage, which is why the LRACs are absolute garbage. However, if you take a look at the... Holy God, yeah, we're shutting that down right away. There is a book, a supplement for the... I didn't intend to shell you like that, I'm sorry. Called The MechWarrior's Guide to Solar 7. I understand it's not the most popular of the versions, but hear me out. What it did, one of the things that it ended up doing was that it changed the way in which turns were done. Instead of just being, I think it's like 2.5 minutes in between a turn, what it actually ends up doing, or 2.5 seconds, is it makes 10-second turns. And so weapons have different fire rates because of that. And one of the things it allows it to do is ooh, that's a risk crack 5, and yeah, you're absolutely dead. It allows weapons like the AC2 and the AC5 to fire more rapidly than they otherwise would. So instead of shooting once per turn, the AC2 shoots, I believe, 4 times per turn, and the AC5 shoots twice per turn. But they use tabletop values, obviously, because it was a tabletop game. So if we were to take the direct tabletop levels, sorry if I'm boring you as we, burn our way through the entirety of the enemy force, but if we were to use direct tabletop levels, the AC2 would deal 10 damage and the AC5 would deal 25 damage. But if we did that and then allowed the AC2 to fire either 3 or 4 times every round, so a UAC would end up firing 6 or 8 times depending on which version that you took. We actually have an entire spreadsheet where it breaks it all down based on efficiencies. Then you would allow it to deal a significant amount of damage while being true to what I've been calling the universal damage constant, which is 5, because that's the number that you normally have to multiply. Yeah, you're a little bit toasty. Oh my, a Crusader. Sure, let's go try and steal a Crusader. But it allows you to maintain that universality of the amount of damage that something should do based on the multiplied by 5 constant. I'll be honest, I want the AC2 to shoot 4 times. It only does 10 damage per shot, but I want it to shoot that one. The problem is you start running into some interesting efficiency problems at the upper end of the scale, and the AC5 actually has even more problems. But as part of this sort of mini project that we kind of undertook, we've been cataloging pretty much every weapon in classic BattleTech. If we were to bring it forward, I suppose might be the way of putting it. And honestly, it's not as bad as it might sound once you start calculating out all the other weapons in the game. It is incredibly efficient, but it's still not terrible. Oh, I'm gonna go to a direct shaped charge. I could fire missiles. Sure, let's throw in the missiles. Let's get everything alit. Oh, we didn't need that much, but we did cook them. But if you want to check it out, make sure just join our Discord. There will be a pinned link in our BattleTech channel, which links to that spreadsheet that I've been messing around with. Because I really think there's something there to be done that's going to be really fun. Let's give them the Infernos. Start lighting them up on fire. Because I didn't start lighting them on fire, but I probably should have. Crusader, no. Urban Mech, yes. Oh, wow. Nailed him twice with the low 30s. I love it. We'll bring you down a little bit since we're going to get you off this ledge and give you better firing positions. Yeah, very much sorry about bombarding you with the tag barrage. That was a bit rough. It's also going to be pretty expensive. A little bit of a small laser action on that one. Nothing too terrible. Death Crusade, your Mackie awaits, sir. Wow, that Crusader just clearly did not move. I will... Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? It's risky. I'm going to make it happen. Fire, baby. Enjoy the flames. They're all for you. And you can actually move up into this corner. Get a little bit more ground, so maybe you'll get a high ground advantage on somebody. Yeah, Crusader, now very much on fire. Kind of trying to figure out what's going on here. And I intend to light him on more fire. All the fire that we can possibly cram onto a single Crusader. I'm looking forward to it, because torching absolutely everything is absolutely a boon. Just gonna wait to see exactly what they want to do. I imagine the Centurion's up. Yep. Chemical fires and a little bit of unsteadiness. Is he gonna shoot? Yes, he will. Not gonna be super effective about it, though. Bombarding himself a lot, actually, on that one.
Damage minor.
Good. Happy to see it. And he's overloading. Alrighty, Finn in the onager. So I would like to hunt you down, mainly because you're cute. And there's a member of my community who really likes you. I should have laid down a sensor lock on that one. But the heat will continue to rise until you surrender. Supposed to your mech might actually be providing some sort of AMS, but I don't know. Hi, I'm in close. There's just fire absolutely everywhere, and I'm going to switch over to SRMs because, well, they're much, much more effective when it comes to barbecuing people. And you've been selected for the barbecue. Crusader offline. Mockingbird. Alright, you're Thanatos. Honestly, we're not really interested in taking a... whatchamacallit? What are you? Oh yeah, Centurion. We're not really interested in taking a Centurion alive, so... please explode into 1,000 pieces if you don't mind. Nail them with that, and then... exploded into 1,000 pieces. The ammunition just was not having it. You actually can't do anything. But the Marauder can. He actually doesn't have a shot, but he can move to get a shot. It'll be a sighting, nonetheless. I'll lay down a sensor lock just to improve my chance. Oh, I can't lay down a sensor lock. That's unfortunate, however. Still not terrible accuracy. Okay, still adding up even more damage. I can't really do anything with you, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, you're not really much of a gunner. And you can't, you know, go for aimed headshots.
I may need some more time in the simulator.
You do, but we'll talk about that later, darling. Howl and Jester are up. The Vulture. How are you so difficult to shoot? Yeah, just have some long range. Oh, you have stealth technology. I see. It's fascinating to learn. Okay, why don't you come on forward? Side angle shot. Now, I am a little bit worried about the angle that I'm looking at here. Missed him. Oh, if we had managed to hit that target, it would have started a chain reaction with which he would not be able to survive from. So let's see if I can get a chain reaction from which he will not be able to survive from. High explosive.
Roger that.
Oh, we blew up something. There goes his Nelsig. Good job. So he's going to be a lot easier to shoot at now. Unfortunately for him, his time has mostly run out. Another PPC and what I can only assume is a small laser. It might be a re-engineered small laser or even an ER small laser, but I have no fear of it. And you're too hot to start up. It's going to be fun to play with you.
Ready for orders.
Right, so here's the plan. You're going to shoot at his head. You're going to do so with Inferno SRMs, and we're going to have a party.
Firing.
And the pilot's out. Lovely.
Waiting for
Paradox. Why don't you target him? Yeah, go for it. And that'll cook him down. Lovely. We really don't need to, but it does amuse everybody. So Mockingbird and the Thanatos take aim, go for his face, shape charge, turn these off. I gave him a chance. He didn't want to bail. He's panicking. I love to hear that. Okay, you can lay down it a little bit more. Aim for his face. Triple hit, and I think that knocked out his engine entirely. So the mech is no longer quite active anymore, and will be on the ground shortly.
Mission successful.
Take a little more damage on this one than we kind of intended. Mostly self-inflicted. But hey, it worked out pretty well. So, a whole bunch of Atlas parts on the last mission. Now we'll have a whole bunch of Crusader parts, which I think no, it's the Red Reaper was the big swinger on this one, but we kind of hacked him in half. So, I will probably go for the Crusader, because I can actually build it, depending on the bundling. If it bundles well. It bundled not at all. Alright, any interesting gear? A whole bunch of X-Pulses, of course. There is also a Risk Rotary, which puts me up to 4 of them, I believe. It does. Perfect. I'm going to need the ammunition off of that gun as well. Oh, darn it, we saved the combat shield, not the sword. Wanted the sword. Ultra Gyro, that is incredibly tempting because there are very specific circumstances where you want that. They are incredibly rare, but they do exist. Where is... Oh, thank goodness, you double tapped it. Thank you. Okay, I'll take that. Black Knight part and Crusader part, we'll sell them both. Make a little bit of money. Got an XL engine to sell. And an exchanger, not bad. And a double heatsink normal. Yeah, could be worse, could be better. Although some of that gear is nice. Picking up basically an entire risk rack that can now be utilized is quite good. So I'm kind of out of rack ammo after that most recent ammunition explosion. It sort of took 4 tons, well, not 4, it took 8 tons of rack ammo with it. So I need more, badly. We just gotta find it. Just gotta find a mech that can I should build a mech that has 4 risk racks. I think I would need a Dabaco. Or maybe I could do it out of a Warhammer, but not the one we had, out of the Black Widow, because the Black Widow should have chest and hand ballistic hardpoints. So 10,963 for the next 2 days. Sure, we can do that. I'll make a nice, quick, easy repair job. Yeah, 2 days on the X-Men. Okay, we'll get to work on that. I'll move the Black Knight up a little bit, because we're getting close to our next sort of turnover period on it, I suppose. All of our pilots are ready to go. It's been 30 minutes. It really depends on how fast we can finish this next mission. Quick check on said pilots. We don't know if anybody has leveled up just yet. We also need to check the store, as we're starting to accrue mech parts to sell, which will allow us to buy more cool gear, should it show up in the shop. Although we finished that mission really gosh darn quick, there may not have been a store reset in that time, because it updates every 10 minutes. So, if you are interested in that sort of thing. There's a Warhammer part. Pretty interesting. Only 2 ballistics. Not enough. So, I'll be 20 slug. Yeah, I'll take it. I need slug ammo. Nothing. A swarm improved. 500,000. Let me sell some engines first. Then I'll go... Yeah, the Avatar's currently in cold storage for various reasons. I'm not using it, and the expense of keeping it intact is getting to be a little bit much. So where is that? Excel engine, cell 2, Excel engine, cell 1, feeling much more comfortable now. Sell the 105, sell the 60, 70, and the 160. Beautiful. Probably can sell even more than that. However, I want to go back to buying, because I will probably buy that. This isn't worthless to me. This is worthless to me. No jump jets. Oh, advanced AMS is really good, but I have some. Which was I have 17 tons of plasma ammo. I think I'm good. Give me another swarm improved.
New equipment.
Lovely. Absolutely beautiful. Go to the mech bay. What am I currently looking at? Everybody's intact, and the only thing in cold storage is a mech that I kind of can't use, and a mech that I don't know what to do with. Atlases are... they're not disappointing, they're just confusing. When you don't have any other assault mechs, or when you don't have any mechs that are really doing a good job, the Atlas can seem like a godsend, because it's a 100-ton mech, it's got a big ballistic hardpoint in it. Only one, though. It's decent. I mean, it's got a mix of everything. You can kind of do a little bit of everything, but you can't really build something amazing out of it. At least that I've seen so far. So I'm not quite sure what I do with it. Which is why it currently sits in cold storage. It's not a pure expression of might like the Gauss Wolf is. I still need to find some clan LRM 5s. Because if I do that, I can build the Gauss Wolf into something. Actually, if I had a pair of clan LRM 10s, I could do it with a single ton of ammunition. I'd run out of ammo really quick, but if you have just fire or something to support it, it might work out. Also, this has been just hilariously good. Alright, let's go to the command center. Let's grab that low-level mission that I've been avoiding because it's like, it's super low level. It won't last for any time at all. Well, we're taking 521 salvage on a 2.5 skull. Why? Odd equipment is interesting and can be found in various places if you keep your ear to the ground. I'm keeping my champion. You gosh darn can't make me sell it. Alright, Showboat to your Axeman. Finn can go in the Onager. The Marauder can be driven by you. Actually, no, the Marauder is driven by Coach. There we go. Dropping down, having fun, kicking butt, taking names. That's the name of the game. And we shall win it. Hopefully. So we're getting 3 missions in 1 episode. Holy crap. We're actually burning through this button a lot faster than I was kind of figuring that we would. Which is only goodness, in my opinion, because being able to do this allows us to travel soon, which lets me work on mechs a little bit more often. And I really actually do like working on mechs. So, working on mechs gives me a sense of peace when I know that I have them built The Emperor still needs a little bit of work right now, which is fine. I have all the pieces in order to conclude building the Emperor. The Black Knight is ready for its next phase of building, which we will be able to do after this mission. The King Crack is a fully fleshed mech design. There's nothing on it that needs changing in any way. I have constructed it as an awesome expression of my military might. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So with any luck, it'll work out beautifully. If not, then I will cry, because it will have failed to live up to all of the expectations with which we set for it. And failure is not tolerated in my empire. Basically, we have to, sell it if it doesn't work. But yeah, let's rock and roll. 5 and 21 priority salvage on a 2.5 skull. Apparently we're enemy contact. Hey, there's the base. We're already there. So today has been a great day for Sumire. Dropping is on target, and there is a thumper artillery piece. Interesting. A couple of medium buildings. And, yeah, VTOL. Do I see other things? I do. Mostly buildings. Warrior, Yellow Jacket, heavy laser turret. It's not all that heavy. Thumper artillery is actually pretty dangerous. I'm actually kind of amazed that my damage is going to be so good. Alright, can I see you with Inferno SRMs? Yes, I can. I will save some Hydra then. Alright, rock and roll with the Infernos. It's cooking time, baby. We're going to get things started up in here. Mogumer in the Thanatos. Thanatos will probably have less of a easy time just beating the living crap out of buildings, but you never quite know. Oh, what'd you see? What do your elf eyes see? A trebuchet. An interesting trebuchet. I don't know if I'd mix MRMs with that, but that's just me. Okay. In that case, give me a target on that heavy laser turret. We'll start getting to work on it. Shape charge. Right on into it. Decent amount of damage to it already. Finn in the Onager can start getting to work on various things. We've identified more. It is a light streak carrier and a Calliope. Don't know what the Calliope has, but I kind of don't care. Could knock out actually either one of them. The reason why I'm going to go for him is because the Hydras are area of effect weapons, so I don't actually need to hit the light streak carrier. Whereas that turret, even though it's turn 1 and our sensors are off, it doesn't move. It's not a vehicle. It stays still. It makes it easier for everybody else to shoot at. So I'm going to sort of bank on that a little bit. Going to rush also out everybody sort of out of cover just to get as wide of a view of what's going on as possible. Yeah, see, that's going to be beautiful. We're going to lay a pair of guideds on it. In fact, I'm even going to warlord it. See if I can't knock it down. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Good. That's 3 bases, or 3 turrets destroyed.
That turret is gone.
Or is it? Oh no, I didn't kill that one. Shoot, I should have shot that one back.
Good to go.
It's gonna be harder for them to hit the one in the back, just for range purposes.
Sprinting.
Yeah, medium laser, please.
Got it.
Buzzap. No actual contact, but we were kind of expecting that. And Howl.
Waiting for orders.
Howl may actually be one of the view pilots who can kill that Calliope. We'll see though.
I copy.
No, no. It's a reinforced building, but no. There's the Calliope. LRM 10s plus Artemis. Okay, 2 good hits, 150 damage. Not terrible at all. If the Marauder can follow up on that, the Marauder might actually be able to kill it. So we'll just tag barrage it off, and then 3 good hits. Structure exposed, but not destroyed. A bit unfortunate. I'll lay a shell down in the middle of it. Maybe I'll get lucky on some crits. Especially if I drop a flaming or an Inferno shell on top of it. That may end up working out better. It's a bit unfortunate that we can't just shoot the VTOLs, especially because this Yellow Jacket's going to hurt so much. Because Rack 5s, they're very damaging, even if they're not risk versions. It'd be better if it was a risk version, but it's not. Okay, switch over to an Inferno shell. Tag ground. Tag target. See if we can't burn the whole thing.
Structure down.
Okay, we blew up the double heatsink and we knocked down one of the buildings. But we didn't quite kill it, which is somewhat sad, but not the biggest of deals. We'll go up higher for more accuracy on the high ground. It is time for the enemy to finally respond to our massive, stunning assault, which knocked out 2 of their turrets, 1 of their buildings, almost knocked out another building, and 2 of their vehicles. Or no, just 1 of their vehicles. So pretty much we have the entire situation under control, I think. Depends on what the VTOLs do. If the VTOLs stand still, I'm just going to blitz them out, knock them down really quick. We'll be able to completely torch out the trebuchet over here. That's not a problem at all. The Calliope is not going to get through my point defense, although, shoot, I forgot to set it to overload. I was literally thinking about it, and I didn't do it. Because that Calliope is going to shoot, and now the Calliope didn't matter, but he's going to matter, because he's got 35 missiles, or... yeah, 35 missiles. 2 MRM-10s and an MRM-15. Or 2 MRM-10s and an LRM-15. But not sure I would combine those two. I think I'd lean into one or the other. Probably into the MRMs, because MRMs are really good. Up until the point where you get improved swarms and hydras for that sort of follow-up punch. But until that point, I mean, I may as well lean into those MRMs and just annihilate everything that you run across. Just big MRMs and a nice little package. Get lots of firepower out of that one. AI contemplating their decisions now that their base is pretty much knocked down. Could actually just drop down more on here. But I should take this trebuchet intact. Oh, we got some long range. Interesting. Who's just revealed themselves? Somebody cool, I hope. I took this mission for a lot of salvage, not gonna lie. And the Calliope, splattering all over the Gausswolf. Yeah, I'm seeing trucks. Trucks are not interesting to me. Catapult Mark 3. Do you see? No, you do not. You can be moved to see, though.
On my way.
Oh, more targets. Lovely. More VTOLs over there. A light standard turret. Yeah, I don't care. The only one for me in my infernos are you, Mr. Trebuchet. Instantaneous cooking. Lovely. Finn,
Ready to get it on.
you don't need to instantaneous cook anybody, considering this situation is pretty much fully under control. And could kill the Calliope. Kill the Drillson. Because it's far off and it's going to be hard to hit. So that's been taken care of.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
The Calliope is easy to take care of course. Position yourself to be able to follow up over there should the next turn arise.
Ready for orders.
Howl, yes. Yeah, you're going to split your fire between you and you. Wherever you're actually sitting. Trying to find him. It's always... oh. Come on. God. I can't just click on him. There he is. Whew, that was hard. B, 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 B. Fire.
Acknowledged.
Yellow jacket destroyed. Medium laser burst. Knocked out that one as well. Okay. Just burning our way through everything. Perfectly set up. As was to plan. We have 2 more turrets to knock out. I think we can do it. It might just be a little bit more interesting. You'll come on down a little bit, just so you're less of a target. You're on fire. You don't get to do anything.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. Fire that standard turret, please. Fight standard turret. Guideds away, sir.
Fired all weapons.
Almost dead. Not quite. A little disappointing. But I have more ways of dealing with that. Thanatos. No, 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 no. Calliope. Shape charge.
Roger. Target confirmed.
Calliope dead. Just one more light standard turret and we'll have the entirety of the turrets taken care of. And you can sort of flex on forward if you desire it. Showboat
I hear
needs
ya.
to sort of get in close in order to do anything, but that's okay. We keep her around because she's quite efficient when she actually, you know, walks up and kills a Red Reaper in one round of shooting.
Special delivery.
Bazap! The base is weak.
Order.
And the Mackie with another direct fire Inferno shell. Enjoy.
What some of this?
Didn't quite kill the turret like I planned, but
Okay. That was a
that's okay. Probably should have fired just normal high explosive instead of trying to go for the heat. But I wanted to sort of crisp everything up. Oh wow, he had 210 health. No wonder he didn't die. So a little bit tougher than your 23 health turrets. The 200 health ones are much more common. Kind of hoping that I would get a little bit of a good burn on this one. 17. Do I have anybody else? Coach is still up.
Yup.
Coach, do you see that turret? See the warrior? No. So let's kill the warrior. From maximum range.
I got you.
You missed by 12%. That's incredibly disappointing. Although, I am a little bit confused as who is this pirate support lance? Because 25... There's still 3 units left in it. Maybe it's coming from on there. Okay, Warrior zipping on forward. He's going to be hard as all heck to hit. Because, you know, he's flying and he just zoomed in maximum speed. Probably going to pick a shot out of either Showboat or the Gausswolf. Kind of lean towards the Gausswolf. They like to shoot my Mad Cat. It's a very efficient Mad Cat. It's a great Mad Cat. There's a reason they try and kill it first, because it's just so powerful. The enemy can't simply handle the amount of aggression and firepower that it brings to the table. No, they shoot the Axeman. Purely just to mess with me. 10 missiles shot down. You got nothing, son. Paradox. Yeah. Your target is currently offline. Fire missiles at him. More heat. 199 heat. What?
Receiving you.
And the audio is just going to add even more heat, because why not? Infernos.
I copy.
There he goes. That was the plan the entire time. So the only mech we've run into so far has now bailed out, which is great. That was entirely the plan, actually. Oh, you just can't get down from this direction. Okay, we can work with that.
Max speed, no shooting.
Bazap.
Uh-huh.
Another building bites the dust.
Target destroyed.
204.
Standing by.
Mockingbird. Thanatos. Find me that... You have the light standard turret. There it is. Yeah, shape charge went out.
10-4.
Probably should have warlorded it, but 44 additional damage, not bad at all.
Coordinates received.
Coach in the Marauder. Go see if you can't pick it out of the sky. Hi.
Engaging target.
There we go. This time he ain't getting away.
Crawler destroyed.
Good job.
Yes, Commander.
Jester, you're going to multi-target now. You're going to put one right here and one right here. Bravo's going to be a guided. Alpha's going to be just a standard shell.
Multiple enemies locked in.
It's time to
Okay, but he's not done shooting, so let me kill the turret first. Good. So apparently there's still 50% of a pirate line somewhere out there. But Sumer is going to call that quits, and we're going to be done on this one. Mission accomplished, blitzing our way through it. We're getting 5 of 21 salvage, so we're getting a trebuchet, is pretty much how that translates to. Although, I am grabbing more of that ammunition if I'm so hoping he's got more double boxes. I need to restock my stockpile of Rack 5 double ammo. Just too much of it has gone missing over the periods. 132,909 minimal damage across the lance, which was great. Yeah, trebuchet 8k. Okay, there's really only one thing that I care about. I mean, the Axle engine's cute, but also a little bit disappointed that they didn't it's just normal quantity rack ammo. Inferior is what that is. Okay, 5 parts for trebuchet and hope to grab the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we got the trebuchet. Nice. We also got a decent selection, of course. We also got the XL engine for more selling. Got the rotary AC5 to go with the ammunition. The double heatsink kit. Improved MRM ammo. Yeah, this was about as good as it possibly could have been for that one. So full-on trebuchet we get to build and then immediately sell. We're not keeping it. I mean, there's no point in keeping it. It's not worth it. It's not worth any amount of money. So we're just going to get rid of it as soon as we can. Because as soon as we get rid of that, we'll have more money to buy other things. And whatever gear he happens to come with. I'm kind of hoping he has an XL engine that he, you know, just stays intact on the mech. By the way, apparently in the new update, when you rebuild a mech from scratch like that, the random equipment that's left on board is now going to be dependent on your repair value on the Argo. So all of the mech repair bays and that sort of thing, if you have a really high value, more stuff is going to be on the mech when you reconstruct it. And if you have a low it, then almost nothing is going to be left on it. Okay, more stuff. 14,000 for a single day. Still going to have to wait for 2 days for our pilots. They are exhausted. Probably should start training a new generation. Yeah, the Gausswolf took a hit. The Black Knight's going to be ready in 2 days. So head on over to the store just to take a quick peek at what's currently available. So 3 missions in 1 episode. How great is that? Able to just blitz our way through the competition. I love it. I will buy more rack ammo. Don't judge me. Okay, you can judge me, but that's... You shouldn't judge me harshly. So, to the mech bay. Because there is a brand new trebuchet. Welcome to the team. 5 parts out of storage. Good job. I think the center stack might be intact. Oh, it's got a fire control system missile plus. Interesting. Repair it all. What's left? Oh no, the center stack did not survive. Oh, that's terrible. That's really is terrible. Okay. Well, we only wanted to build it so that we could, you know, take it apart. So thank you very much for the trebuchet. Do appreciate it, but we're gonna scrap the trebuchet. I messed this up last time and I sold one of our actual mechs. So the trebuchet is getting sold. Scrap it. Good. That gives us even more spending money for stuff that we don't need. However, we are going to chill for 2 days because, you know, mechs. Oh, wait. Stop. Okay, we chilled for 3 days apparently. The Emperor's almost ready. So that'll be fun. Mech Bay. Take me back to my Black Knight. Alright, so the first phase of construction is complete on the Black Knight. We used Pirate ER medium lasers. I kept them in the central torsos to make sure that they didn't explode, because they're really not here to shoot things. They're here to provide support for things. Do a quick check, make sure we didn't pick up any more Pirate ER medium lasers, because if we did, then we need to put them on there. Normal medium lasers don't count. They must be Pirate ERs. Hey, we got another one. Nice. So we'll put this in for repairs again for another day, because this is increasing our damage and we need to build this off first. Everything else is very much secondary. But you'll notice that if you mouse over, what it does is 5 additional base melee damage per ER medium laser. So picking up another one was really useful. So that'll also help. And then later on, what we can do is we have multiple hatchets and axes. This one does 65 damage. This one does 90. I was kind of hoping to get my hands on another... Oh, on a vibro sword. Ooh, only 60 damage. So it does 60 damage and plus 20% versus 65 damage plus 20. Ooh, so the axe is better than the vibro sword. It's actually kind of unfortunate. I like the vibro sword better. Just in terms of how cool it is. It does provide plus 3 melee accuracy versus plus 2 melee accuracy. But, you know, the 25% is going to be significant. But yeah, it'll go an axe in one hand and a hatchet in the other. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to it. But you want to get... So the way that you build these mechs, this has been explained to me, is that you put on your direct damage increase first, and then you build that, and then once it's done building, then you put on your items that give you direct amounts of damage and percentage amounts, so things like that vibro sword and the axe, where it gives you plus 70 melee damage, but also plus 25% increase. And then the final phase of constructing one of these mechs is you put on the percentage only things, so things like spiked armor, which give you a plus 20, I think it's 20% increase in melee damage, but they don't give you a flat increase. So that's how you build a melee mech for maximum damage. And that's the intention of what we're going to do with this Black Knight. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It needs another day to put in that extra medium laser, but totally worth it. So that'll give it 4 Pirate ER medium lasers. I am ready for another mission, so I don't want to waste time on the planet,
What are your orders, Skipper?
considering we're sort of burning our way through it as fast as we possibly can.
What's up, boss?
I'm here.
Quick check of our pots, see if anybody leveled up.
Waiting for
Nobody
orders.
did, so we're great. But that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. I have been Tyrak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe before I see a notification every single time I release one of these videos. Press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. It's great for the algorithm. Lets people know that you're enjoying what you've been seeing. Share the video around as much as you can. And I will see you all in the next episode.